Welcome back to Learn English Grammar Hacks, the podcast that makes grammar simple, clear, and fun. I'm Adam.
And I'm Sarah. We're so glad you're here.
Sarah, I have a mystery for you. Picture this. You walk into the kitchen, you open the cookie jar, and there's nothing but crumbs. The last cookie was eaten.
No! The ultimate crime. But wait, who ate it? Your sentence is a little evasive. It's like you're protecting the cookie thief.
Exactly. That little bit of grammatical mystery is what we're diving into today. We're talking about the difference between the active voice and the passive voice.
It's a topic that can make writing feel weak and indirect, or powerful and clear. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to spot the passive voice from a mile away. You'll know how to switch to the energetic active voice. And most importantly, you'll understand when the passive voice is actually the perfect tool for the job.
That's right. We're going to turn you into a grammar detective. Let's solve the case of the missing cookie and many more. Okay, let's get right to it. What is the difference between active and passive voice?
It's all about who is doing the action. Think of it like a movie. In the active voice, the subject of the sentence is the hero, the main character, the one doing the action. It's direct, it's clear, it's full of energy.
So in our cookie mystery, the active voice sentence would be, my brother ate the last cookie. The subject, my brother, is performing the action, ate.
Precisely. It's a clear, straightforward statement. Now, the passive voice flips that around. The subject of the sentence is no longer the hero. It's the person or thing that receives the action.
So that's my original sentence. The last cookie was eaten. The cookie isn't doing anything. It's the thing being acted upon.
Exactly. The active voice is about what people do. The passive voice is about what happens to people or things. Active sentences feel more dynamic, while passive sentences can feel more detached or formal.
So how can our listeners spot the passive voice in the wild? It can be sneaky.
There are two big clues to look for. First, almost every passive voice sentence will have a form of the verb to be, like am, is, are, was, were, be, being, or been.
And that to be verb is followed by the past participle of the main verb. That's usually the form that ends in ed or n, like eaten, stolen, made, kicked. So was eaten, is being built, has been stolen.
The second clue is the word by. If you see a phrase like by the dog or by the teacher after the verb, it's a huge red flag for passive voice. The cat was chased by the dog.
I've heard a funny trick for this. It's called the by zombies test. If you can add the phrase by zombies after the verb and the sentence still makes sense, it's probably passive.
I love that. Let's try it. The cookie was eaten
by zombies. It works, so it's passive. Now let's try it on an active sentence. My brother ate the cookie
by zombies. No, that makes no sense. So it's active. That's a brilliant hack.
Now, a lot of teachers say you should never use the passive voice, but that's not entirely true, is it? It's not always the villain.
Not at all. The passive voice is a tool, and sometimes it's the best tool for the job. There are a few specific situations where using the passive voice is actually the better choice.
Okay, when would that be?
First, when the person or thing doing the action is unknown or unimportant. If you come home and your window is broken, you would say, "My window is broken." You don't know who did it. The important thing is the window.
That makes sense. Or in a news report, a bank was robbed last night. The focus is on the event, not the unknown robbers.
Exactly. Second, you use the passive voice when you want to emphasize the receiver of the action, not the doer. For example, the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. The star of that sentence is the Mona Lisa, so we put it first.
And third, and this is a fun one, you can use it to be diplomatic or avoid blame. This is the classic politician's move. Instead of saying, "I made a mistake," a politician might say, "Mistakes were made."
It's a way of acknowledging something happened without pointing any fingers. So while the active voice is usually clearer and more direct, the passive voice has its strategic uses.
All right, grammar hackers, it's time to put your new detective skills to the test. We're going to give you a sentence, and you have to decide if it's active or passive. Ready?
Sentence number 1. The report was written by the committee.
What did you get? We see was written and the phrase by the committee. That's passive. To make it active, we'd say the committee wrote the report.
Excellent. Let's try another. Sentence number 2. The chef prepares every dish with care.
In that one, the chef is doing the preparing. That's active. The passive version would be every dish is prepared with care by the chef.
Fantastic. Now for a challenge. We'll give you a passive sentence and you flip it to active. Ready? The sentence is, the ball was hit by the player.
The active version is the player hit the ball. See how much more direct and energetic that feels? Great job, everyone. And just like that, you've cracked the case of the active and passive voice. Remember, it's all about who is in the driver's seat of your sentence.
In the active voice, the subject is the hero performing the action. It's direct and powerful. In the passive voice, the subject receives the action, which is great for when the doer is unknown, unimportant, or when you want to emphasize the result.
Our challenge for you this week is to be a voice detective. Listen to the news or read an article. Can you spot when the passive voice is used? Why do you think the writer or speaker chose it? It's a great way to see these rules in action.
That's all for episode 11 of Learn English Grammar Hacks. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our next grammar adventure.
And we'd love it if you left us a review. It helps other grammar learners find the show.
Until next time, keep your sentences active and your grammar sharp.